G'day everyone, it's Warren from NQ Explorers. In this video I visit several different sites throughout the Brisbane area in southeast Queensland. Also we have a privilege to have Mr. Peter Dunn making a guest appearance on one of the sites during this video. Peter's well known to any student of Australian military history. He runs the Oz at War website, which is a comprehensive listing of camps and all sorts of World War II activity right throughout Australia. So thanks for watching the video. Back shortly with our first find. Well, here's my first target. It was a 55, so it is in the lead range, and it looks to be a lead bag seal, number 526. Righto, a very deep and very soft signal on the proportional audio 78, and I've got my first coin. It's a beautiful old penny. Look at the patina on that thing. Just gorgeous. Let's have a look and see what date we've got on this. I'm going to predict it's a wartime coin. What a beauty. Well, my prediction wasn't much of a prediction, but boy, I'm happy with this find. Look at this. It's an 1879 Victorian Britannia penny. English penny, of course. Bunhead, Victoria. Very worn, been in circulation a long time. I'd suggest well into the 20th century for a bronze coin to wear like that. That may have been still in circulation in World War II, who knows, but wow. In this bit of bushland, that's a real surprise. 1879, what a ripper. Here's my next find. It's a very old Aussie Lockwood padlock. I can just see Lockwood in that egg-shaped logo there. So that I'm suggesting that's World War II vintage. Shank being steel rusted away. Been in the ground for 70 years, so yeah, nice one. Okay, well this is my very first target of the day, and it was a solid 79.80. It's out of the hole now. It was about 8 inches down under the leaf litter. It was a solid 80 once it got out of the ground. Don't know what this is going to be. I didn't see anything come out. So hopefully it is a small object. Now what's this? Well, here's an example of my last half a dozen targets. Rings up quite high in the 70s on the AT Pro. I'm pretty sure it's shrapnel. This is obviously artillery shrapnel. There's a piece that looked like a bit of a shell I got earlier on, so it's everywhere, and you've got to dig those 70 signals, so I'll keep persisting. Well, here's a much better view of the shrapnel pieces I'm digging. As you can see, the curved casing there. There's quite a large crater not far from where I am, probably about 40 metres behind the camera. Possibly a mine explosion or an artillery shell. Don't know whether you can see it on the video, just there's a crater. I'd say it's a mortar shell crater. And there's another one right here where we're standing where the detector coil is. I just dug a piece of shrapnel out of there, so there's two mortar craters here, there's one further up. I believe those to be mortar craters. Anyway, I'm going to head off in this direction where there's a bit of interesting infrastructure up in the bush up there. We'll go and have a look at that. Well, here's my next target, a couple of 50 cal rounds. I'm about 20 or 30 metres from that area where I was picking up all that shrapnel and what looked like mortar shell craters. There's another 50 cal hole, exploded as you can see. I'll try to get a head stamp off that and a date, which would be interesting. Well, it's an ammunition day today, just got a 303 hole. Bit corroded on the end, but yeah, nice. Righto, what you can see is a very large concrete slab, a major piece of World War II infrastructure in here. I found that ammunition as I came up the embankment after the mortar fragments. I'm going to skirt around the edge of this big slab and see if I can find where the boys were camped. They were either US or Australian troops, and a combination of both at different times, so any sort of relics are possible. So let's keep going. Okay, today we're in Brisbane, and with me today is Mr. Peter Dunn. Now, to any student of Australian military history, Peter needs no introduction. He runs that wonderful website, Oz at War, which is a comprehensive list of all the camps, aircraft crashes and incidents in Australia during World War II. Well, thanks for coming down here this morning, Peter.
Good to meet you, Warren.
Yeah, no worries. Now, what is this facility we're at today?
This is the Garrett renovation plant. It had two components to it, a small arms renovation plant and a 105mm howitzer renovation line as well. Mm-hmm. Nearby to here was the Darra Ordnance Ammunition Depot run by the US Army. It was mostly manned by African American soldiers, who camped at Camp Freeman, not too far from here.
Okay. So, and this was, you were just talking off camera, you were saying there's chemical weapons here too.
Oh yeah, this ordnance dump was full of weapons of mass destruction. You know, the stuff that we attacked Saddam Hussein for having. We had it here big time in Brisbane, many hundreds of tonnes. I think it was about 843 tonnes of mustard gas, lewisite, many thousands of rounds of 105mm howitzer with chemical weapons inside those rounds were stored here.
Okay. And these were obviously never used in the war. They were actually dumped offshore after hostilities.
Correct. The Americans had them just in case the Japanese would use them. They had a chemical weapon warfare plan, which you can find on the National Archives website.
Okay.
And if the Japanese used them, they were going to use them at the end of the war. They were all taken off the coast here, around about 24 miles off Cape Morton, and dumped at sea.
Okay. It always amazes me how, like, a city this size has obviously grown a lot since 1945, but there's little bits of infrastructure hid away in the bush. There's not much preservation work as far as the government's doing to preserve these sites.
No, it's pretty disappointing actually in places like Townsville. Darwin's a good example of good preservation.
Yeah.
There are many sites being preserved in Darwin, but places like Brisbane, Townsville, Rockhampton,
It's all being lost in the
they
development.
really need to pick up the game and preserve some of these locations.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to talk to you about a bit. Oz at War, the website now. I'll put the link on the video. I'd just like to thank you actually for that kind of resource and preserving that kind of history, which is very personal to me too. It's just a wonderful resource for anyone who's a student of World War II history, not just metal detecting people, but people looking at where their father or their grandfather or their great uncle served and that sort of thing.
I get a lot of emails from family members.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, it is absolutely, I'm just staggered about what you got there. There's so much
well,
of it.
there's over 5,500 web pages on the site now.
Yeah. And that includes aerial photographs, maps and plans and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, look, it's just a fabulous resource. If you're a lover of Australian military history, and you should be, and like I said, you don't have to be a metal detectorist. You don't want to have to go out in the bush and look at these sites and find these places like we do. Have a look at Oz at War, because it is absolutely brilliant part of Australian history that should be preserved, and we have to remember. And you do have the opportunity, if you're on a trip somewhere interstate or even in your local area, you can go and visit these old sites. Maybe your grandfather served here during the war, or your great uncle or something like that. Great part of Australian history. Well, look, it's been great to meet you today, Peter, and thanks very much for doing the video.
Thanks for coming out here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I've caught someone's attention in the distance there. Check him out. Or it might be a female with a pouch there, maybe a joey in that pouch. Well, she's having a real good look at us. We're not going to hurt her though. She'll just hop away and leave us to our business. Yeah, she's not too threatened by us. Nice. It's just great how the wildlife remains in these little pockets right in the middle of the city. Suburban areas of Brisbane. Fantastic. These fellas aren't too worried by my presence here. She's going to make a move. Or he's going to make a move. As long as it's not towards me. Righto, mate, on you go. Obviously I'm not too threatening. Well, he's nearly as big as me, so that's why I'm not threatening. Anyway, I'm heading over here, past these two, to check out a bit of infrastructure that I've seen, a bit of rusty iron. We'll just see what this is. Oh, mate's not too worried about us at all. I've just come across this remnant of what was a building, obviously, with wooden stumps. Some of the timber beams from the floor. Joists are still extant. Just all spread through the bush. And there's a little bit of crockery over there on the ground. Some copper pipe. And up over here, I just spotted, looked to be a piece of concrete infrastructure. Probably part of an ablution block or so. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's a concrete sump, drainage sump. This is all World War II vintage. Some broken bottles here, terracotta. Yep, drainage system. Still operating actually. Interesting. Ceramic scatter. Large ceramic bowl or something broken there. And this looks to be a bit of a track in front of us actually. And that's a natural gully there. You probably can't pick that on the video. Bit of a hole there. A lot of these trees have been cut. Large trees, there's just stumps. I would suggest that was during the war. A lot of this would be regrowth because there would have been huts all through it. I don't think these roofs had seen too many people. We nearly walked into each other, the two of us. You're not worried by me, look at him. He's a big fella too. Righto mate, on you go. These old sites always fascinate me. You can see here the infrastructure that services this big slab. It's the drainage pit on one corner, runs to a pipe. You can see the concrete's fretting away there after 70 years abandoned in the bushland here. But yeah, wonderful old piece of history. There's little flakes of asbestos sheeting in the bush too, so I suggest this was a large building with asbestos walls, which most World War II structures were like that. Well, this one's a 77, 78. I've taken off just the leaf litter. It's a little bit scratchy. I think it might be a 303 hole. Let's dig it live and we'll see what it is. I've just dug a few 303 holes that I didn't show on the video. You get bored with that pretty quick. Lots of ammunition here, as you can imagine, including the 50 cals you saw earlier on. Let's see what this is. Well, we'll see if we can pick it up with a pro pointer from the surface. Okay, not a deep target. We'll just scratch around this gravel. Probably going to be a 303 hole because of the inconsistent signal. And it's not, I can see what came out. Another piece of shrapnel. Gee, that stuff rings up high. You can see the curved edge of the shell there. I've crossed over that big concrete slab on the other side, just scouting around for any encampments. With this magnificent 50 caliber projectile. That was quite deep. Geez, they're a size, aren't they? Anyway, nice bit of World War II history there. War shrapnel. Here's another nice 303 hole. Most of these Footscray Small Arms Factory, Melbourne. With the year, but I can't see that there. You might be able to see it on the video. Just rotate it so we can get it all in there. And definitely be a wartime round. Okay, well this is a good find, although it might not appear so. It's a toothpaste tube. I'm about 6 inches down, 10 metres up that big slab I showed you sometime earlier. This is really interesting. So this means the men were camped here because there's these personal items. Once you start picking these things up, besides the ammunition. Just got another 50 cal hole about 3 inches down. I can make it 1.4 on the head stamp, so 40 something or 44 perhaps, but I'll have a look at that when I get home. Nice big piece of metal, those 50 cal holes. Look, I suspect this is shrapnel. It's an 82, it's ringing up so high. But I can't walk past that signal. Yeah, there it is, look. Piece of shell frag. Yet another piece, this is an 82. Okay, Chris is in here on the Ace 400i. He's just got a nice little button with a shank on it, like a dome button with a shank. And he believes there's multiple targets in this hole, so I'll give you an update when he picks more out of this malachite that he's excavated. Well, Chris is still working on his button area. And I've just got this beautiful webbing buckle, 77. Steel pin, which is rusted off. There's more targets in this immediate vicinity. We'll have a look around.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
that was pretty.
No, that's ours. That's for putting gold nuggets in.
Okay. No, this is.
Oh, that's cool. That's an old ointment jar, complete with lid. Because this was
something in it too.
This is a medical site, so that's a great find. Tarp loops. They're out of ponchos or tarps.
And then this little.
Oh, that's nice.
Brass
Gee.
buckle kind of thing.
Brass washer, which we've just going to re-find. That's a good find. No, is that medicine jar buried? Oh, you got the lid, obviously.
Yeah, I hit it. I thought it was something big.
Cool. Right. I just made a great find over here next to this fallen log. Beautiful, sweet, clean signal in the 70s. And I've got an authentic World War II tablespoon. Look at that, she's a ripper. Look at the impression where it came out. Now this is promising, really good. I'll get a hallmark off that, we'll see what it is. Well, it's the light's starting to fade in here. It's winter time, of course, in Queensland, and the day's not terribly lengthy. Anyway, I might have to come back in the morning. But just been rewarded with a great find here. It looks like to be a penny. It was only 77, so I was a bit surprised by that, but looks like it'll be a Commonwealth penny, eh? I'm not sure. Can't see it in this light. You can perhaps see that on the video. There's the coin there. No, I don't have to clean it at home and subtitle some dates. I'll put up a still photo of that coin. Nice. I just got this little beauty in here. I think it's a buckle. I'll see if there's any writing on that. Not familiar with that type of buckle, but since we're US troops in here, I don't do a lot of work in the United States Army camp, so maybe that's a US Army related item. I don't know. I'll have a close study of that and put in the information on the subtitle on the video. Nice. Excuse the light conditions here. This might not be videoing too well. Digital don't like this low light. Nice item here. Maybe the back of a watch. I'm not really sure. Nice high target ID. Some sort of alloy anyway. Definitely World War II item.